Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a real quick video, so this won't take very long. We have 2 weeks in a row where there's not a doctrinal mastery verse in the block. And so we have these doctrinal mastery review lessons. Shout out to Tony. He reached out to me yesterday to point out that some of this was a little bit confusing. So I just wanted to kind of give you a bigger picture of what these review lessons are meant to be. Okay. So just really fast, here's the one for this week. It's slated for Friday or tomorrow, whatever, however you were going to try to do it. Or maybe some of you are trying to catch up. Doesn't matter whether you do that this week or next week, just as long as you have doctrinal mastery at some point this week. Here's the review. Now, I am not 100% sure why they did this, but if you go down here, some of these scripture references and key phrases that they have demonstrated are for the last 5 of the semester. Not much of a review when they are the doctrinal mastery verses that we haven't gotten to yet. Thus far, we have covered 6 doctrinal mastery verses in our section of the New Testament. So 1 Corinthians 6, 1 Corinthians 11, and then 2 1 Corinthians and 15. Those are your 4 doctrinal mastery verses. So I know this looks confusing. What I would actually do is these exercises that it gives you suggestions on what you could do as activities in your class. Just substitute in the 4 that we've covered so that this is a proper review. If you want to do that, if you actually want to look ahead and give them a review ahead, feel free to keep them the same. But I want you to understand there's a couple of reasons. If you were to look at these review lessons, it's kind of broken into 2 parts. You first have kind of some memorization exercises. Don't get too worried about this if you're not very good at memorization, or if you feel like you've got students who don't. Really, the focus is can we recall the scripture reference to these doctrinal mastery verses, and can we recall the key phrases here? And some of these you may, if you were to go down here, here's a really good way that you could try to do those recalls, take some of the words out and try to see if they can fill in the blank. 1 Corinthians 11:11 is actually pretty easy to memorize the entire passage, but that's only half of the review experience is memorization. The second half is the reflect. Okay. This is more of a review of thoughts, feelings, doctrinal understanding, those kinds of things. In which case you just take a couple of them, give them an opportunity to contemplate their meaning and why they're worth remembering. Okay. So as you look at these doctrinal mastery review lessons, they're always kind of in 2 parts. There's a memorization portion, and then there's kind of a review and reflect portion. And there's plenty of opportunities and exercises suggested in the lesson, or do your own review to do these. Okay. So just as a reminder, doctrinal mastery, if there's not a verse in the block that's kind of highlighted for doctrinal mastery, that's an opportunity to do a review lesson. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out so we can support you in your calling. So I'll see you guys when I see you.